everyone, and welcome once again to Crimson Tide. I am Jim. This is my beloved wife, Chris, up in the upper right-hand corner, or wherever she is in your monitor, and my great buddy, Kyle.
What's up, people?
Yeah, we all in the house. Anyway, letting everybody know that this is actually the first part in a three-part series. And I wouldn't really say it's a series, but it's kind of interesting because it has to do with some very special upcoming events. And those events are, well, the assistant coach, uh, uh, the assistant co-host, or the host. Yeah, the guy down there. Okay, that guy over there, Mr. Kyle Seals. He he has been down in Louisiana, okie dokie, and he is all the way down south. And you see, he ain't never been up into the Northwoods. And guess what? In less than 1 month, Mr. Kyle Seals will be gracing us with his presence right here in Waconia, Minnesota. He is going to be flying in on Sun Country Airlines in just a little bit less than 1 month. And I will be running over and picking him up at the airport. And we will have approximately 1 week to be wild, crazy, stupid, and maybe somewhat intelligent together. So take it away, Kyle. What do you think?
Well, this will be a huge adventure for me because I've never been further north than Kansas. I lived in uh, I lived in Kansas for a year or two, and that was as north as I've been, except for when I visited my family in Tennessee. I've been there a couple of times, but that's the furthest north I've been, and I'm a little nervous if I'm being honest because you know it's a new area, and I guess me and Jim have known each other for most of my life, and even though we pretty much know what to expect from each other, I still am a little nervous about meeting Jim and his amazing wife in person
Why?
because part of me worries that they won't like me as much.
What a big cuddly teddy bear with ginger fur like you. What's not to love?
Well, I mean, there's plenty not to love. You know,
Yeah.
I look like a Sasquatch for one.
Well, hey, we haven't had the opportunity to smell your feet yet, so that might be the other thing that might put the nail in the coffin.
Be nice.
Yeah, I do have ginger foot. I mean, athlete's foot.
Oh God, don't say that. We're gonna have to sanitize and sterilize after every shower. Hey, but we got a hose set up in the backyard, a big sprinkler going, keeping that sod all nice and green. You could just run through there in your skivvies every once in a while if you want. I can't believe I just smacked my microphone like that. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't want me to traumatize your neighbors.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'll make sure that they're gone at the time.
Sure you
I'll
will.
I'll call them ahead of time. Say, do not look out your window.
Meanwhile, Chris is sitting there like these two are completely ignorant,
Uh,
completely
Crazy.
mm. Oh,
crazy.
she.
I was crazy
Go
once.
off your rockers. But that's
Well,
okay.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a jar. I died then. Then the worms came and they drove me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. I used to have a friend that would drive me nuts with that. Every time I said the word crazy, she'd
Yeah.
go, "Crazy? I was crazy once," and then it would just go on and on and on and on.
Oh, that's cool. That's something I haven't heard before. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a variation of a thing that people do. Like there's one that goes crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a padded room, and then the rats came and they drove me. Like there's different versions of it.
Oh, sure.
I think the one that I got down here was made up.
Oh, not wrong with that.
But but yeah, back to the topic at hand. So you know, it's gonna be a huge adventure for me, and I'm I'm excited. I'm equal parts excited and nervous at the same time.
And
If
that
I'm
makes
being honest.
sense. Well, I mean, this is like what, your second actual uh plane ride?
Yeah, I flew to Kansas and back, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
Well, this will be a totally
Well, we're
different
not.
experience.
Oh, I was gonna say we're not real avid flyers either. Although Jim's been on the airplanes a little more than I have.
Yeah, just a
But
little bit.
well, yeah. My first airplane ride uh, was on an emergency jet with my son. We drove. It took us 20 minutes, but we had to go about 2 hours away. That was very different from when I flew commercial for the first time.
Yeah, the first time, go ahead.
Have y'all ever been down south, like down Louisiana south?
Oh,
Um,
you got some boiled peanuts for me, do you?
well, I've been to quite a few different states, but mostly driving. Um, Trying to think when I was about 18, 17. Oh, no, let's see, 18, 19. My family and I went to Florida and then we drove over towards Texas and up on our way home, but haven't really visited that long. Just driven through.
Crazy enough, where I'm located, the Florida Panhandle is only like 2 or 3 hours away.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I can get on Highway 90 and go straight, and
Okay.
as long as I follow the interstate, 2 3 hours later I'm in Florida.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I only know that because I actually had to drive somebody to Florida one time.
Yeah.
The
Well, I'll
the
tell you.
the furthest south I've ever been, Florida wise, was Pensacola, which is the plant panhandle. So
Okay.
technically not South Florida, but
Yeah, we went to Orlando and that was as far as we got.
Oops, sorry. It's my OCD or whatever. Not, oh, no, no, it's my ADHD. Anyway, it's been one of those days. But yeah, I've flown all the way over to Boston. I've been up in Reno, Nevada. Ooh, what a cesspool. Been all over I've flown around a lot of places. When I was little, my mom and dad took us out on trips to California and cruise around. And, all dad did was basically drive and sleep. He didn't have time to do an awful lot of stopping along the way. But yeah, I've been around, but my first actual air trip was when I jumped on a plane and flew down and visited my parents over Easter down in Arizona. And so that was really, that was my first experience. And of course, I've had a few since then, but to be honest, I am not a big fan of flying. I mean, sure, it gets you there a heck of a lot faster, but with my ears being kind of wonky and all this other stuff, you build up the ear pressure, when you're going up, and then you have the same thing going down, and I don't really care for that much. But the actual headphones that I'm wearing right now, I purchased just for air flights. And so instead of sitting there listening to the jet engines roar and having to fight with these little earbuds they give you so you can plug it into the little TV monitor or whatever in front of you. Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. For me, it just seemed, yeah, not a fan. But the most important thing is that you are preparing to come into the land of 10,000 lakes, evergreen trees. That's right, evergreens that never lose their needles. They're green all year long, 40 below zero, and these trees are still green. You're going to see interesting things. You're going to see a place that we like to call Axeman. An Axeman is a treasure trove for electronical geeks. You will find
And
everything.
miscellaneous stuff.
Oh my God. I mean, you can walk around and 1 second you're looking at a, so many
Sponge.
MOSFET, this, that, and the other thing. You walk around the dang aisle, and what do you see? A rabbit fur. You
Test
walk a little
tubes.
bit, yeah, walk a little bit further, you got a whole bunch of test tubes. And then all of a sudden, there's a flashing neon sign that makes absolutely no sense out of nowhere. And I mean, it is going to be crazy. And that's just one of the stops that we're looking very forward to bringing you on.
I would say that's not going to be the highlight, though.
Oh God, no! We have this thing
The
in.
candy store will be
Oh, the candy
amazing.
store. Kyle is going to lose his mind. And yes, people, we are going to try our best to find a way to actually record some of the happenings on our miscellaneous out and abouts. Now, it's going to take some video editing as time goes on and blah, blah, blah. But what I'd like to do is, we'll actually do some, recordings on our cell phones and just, like maybe the reactions, different clips. I mean, we're going to be doing so much stuff in 1 week. We are going to be going out in a canoe on one of the fabulous 10,000 lakes here in Minnesota. We'll be out on a canoe. We'll be paddling out across, and maybe we'll even be able to take a dip in Lake Waconia. That's right. We'll be able to actually get wet and almost naked. And so we're planning on, that's going to be another thing. World's largest candy store, Axeman. We have this thing up in Minnesota that happens starting the third week in August, and goes all the way through until usually right around October 1st. And that thing is called the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Yeah, that's right. That's a whole bunch of goofy, geeky people that are running around in pretending to be in medieval times and, wearing weird stuff and dressing up in armor and spending hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on actual broadswords, war axes. I mean,
Chainmail.
it's, oh, yeah, chainmail. Oh my God, plate armor. We're going to be watching jousting. We're going to be hanging out with some of my old friends. We're going to be checking out Puke and Snot. We're going to be having all kinds of fun with the Tortuga twins. We'll get to track down Johnny Phoenix. We'll be able to run around and touch base with people that I have known quite well since about 2004, which is when I started to be a regular at the Renaissance. And so we're going to be out there on our first Saturday. So basically, Kyle will be flying in on a Thursday night. We'll have Friday for a chance for him to maybe decompress a little bit, get to know his way around the town, so on and so forth. And then Friday night, it's going to be crash fairly early because Saturday morning we will be up at the crack of dawn and getting ready for the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. And if everything goes according to plan, Kyle, yes, that's right, we're talking about that big red koala bear there. He is going to be fully decked in Minnesota Renaissance garb. That's right. He might be wearing his Nike tennis shoes. We're not going to discredit him for that. But he is going to be out there, and rain or shine. That's the big thing. If it's raining, guess what? We're out there.
And
If it's
muddy.
shining, huh? If it's
And
snowing,
muddy.
yeah, oh yeah, it'll be muddy. It'll be muddy. And if it's snowing, we'll be out there, but with maybe a piss poor attitude, but we'll still be out there. And so we've got all these plans. We have all this stuff coming up, and it's going to be a good time. Kyle, uh, we touched on it here a little bit earlier, but do you have any concerns, or you have any anxiety, or anything like that in regards to heading up to the Great White North?
Well, I'm no I'm nervous that my breathing issues might cause an issue because I was diagnosed with asthma recently, and
Okay.
if it's too hot and humid, it might mess with me a little bit. I might have to sit down every so often to catch my breath. Um, but then again, I don't know if it's going to be an issue there because down here we tend to be much hotter and much more humid.
Right.
Right.
So, I'm expecting to go up there and it'd be in the 80s, with
Yep.
maybe 60, 70% humidity versus down here where we've been in the upper 90s with 90+% humidity, 114-degree heat indexes, and that
Hmm.
sort of thing. And I guess my question for for Chris would be, are there plenty of places to sit down, like if I'm having breathing issues?
Yes. There are different places like, well, in the Renaissance, there's rocks to sit on, there's benches, there's different places. For me, I get sore knees, feet get sore, so I do like to sit quite often too. And sometimes it's fun to just sit and watch. And then also when you get to go to the shows and stuff. Um, we have humidity up here also, but it's maybe not as constant. This summer's been a lot drier than usual. So it's kind of hit and miss, but we usually don't hit those high temperatures, which is good. Um, I think we've gotten to 99 so far this year, but it's not like all day long for weeks on end or anything. So um, I don't know. When do you usually experience issues with your asthma? More just walking in general, or is it when you're more physically active?
Um, Lately it's kind of been hit or miss, like when it's going to happen.
Okay.
Um, I've noticed that usually, like if I'm doing a lot of walking and it's really hot out, it'll make me feel short of breath a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but then again, it's mainly when I'm exerting myself, like when I'm doing physical activities.
Okay.
Um, Walking shouldn't be a huge deal for me, but I don't know, so I can't say for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we don't usually walk too intensively. Like we're not trying to speed walk through. Um, when it's kind of crowded, which shouldn't be too bad because it's usually around is it Minnesota State Fair too. So
Yeah. Usually the Minnesota State Fair takes a lot of the patrons away.
for the
However,
opening.
once the fair lets out, it's like everybody in the state of Minnesota loses their ever loving mind because they know that this is the last hurrah. This is the last big celebration, the big festival, the big thing that happens before winter hits. And
Well,
when a
before
winter
school
hits up
starts,
here,
kind of. Well, not
yep,
quite. I guess
yeah,
school
and
has started a week before the end or 2 weeks before the end of the Ren, but
right. And so,
um,
so it's, basically it's the last hurrah up here before things get brutal. And so everybody goes out and everybody seizes the moment. And I mean they seize the moment. They have to enjoy every little second they have outside. And that's the nature of the beast. But we will be there on opening day. Opening day, opening cannon. We are going to be there before the massive super rush of 5 billion people show up. We're going to be out there and we're going to get a chance to, of course, meet the king and queen. We'll be, running around, maybe drawing goofy pictures in the mud. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be an experience for all of us because, of course, Chris and I have been there quite a bit, and Kyle has never been to a Renaissance festival.
I'm going to interrupt you for a minute.
Uh-oh.
No, just to ease Kyle's fears a little bit too. You will see people there of all abilities. And there are people in wheelchairs that come out. You'll see people with walking sticks or crutches or whatever. So, um, you're not. I would say don't worry too much about not being able to get around because we can stop whenever we need to rest. I know I do quite often, so um, you'll be okay that way. You'll be amazed because everybody is so different from each other. Even though it's a bunch of people getting together to, act out the Renaissance era, you're going to see so many different kinds of people. You're just going to be surprised.
My only other concern is that being around a lot of people might start to get to me a little bit because I do have a bit of agoraphobia. Big
Yeah.
crowd, big crowds isn't really my thing, but I'm gonna try to not let it. I'm gonna try my best to enjoy the festivities and not worry too much about people, but that might be another reason I might need to sit down, like to kind of decompress a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's going to be really good. We've already discussed it, and we know the cure for your um, fear of large, massive crowds. We know the cure. It's four simple letters: MEAD. That's right, people. Mead. Mead has been in existence since before wine. That's right. And well before beer.
It's the oldest alcoholic drink in the world. We happened to just look up some facts the other day.
Yes,
We
we
were kind
did,
of
because we're
surprised.
geeks.
I'm excited to try mead. I've never had it before.
Yeah.
Well, don't
They
worry.
say
Well,
it's not a beer, it's not a wine, but I would say it tastes similar to a sweet wine.
I like. I've had Arbor Mist Blackberry Merlot, which is like a sweet wine.
Hmm.
oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So if it's
Well,
similar to that, I'll probably like it.
Right. You just so Jim had told you the other night that it's low in alcohol. It's not.
there are
It's
some kinds that are.
the stuff at the Ren, I think. So it can range anywhere from 8% to 20% alcohol.
Yeah,
So that's a
baby.
bit of a range, and I think that the meat at the Ren is kind of in the middle. Um, one glass might be plenty. And
And
when we go, we don't usually drink a lot anyway.
no, no, because, well, first of all, anybody that drinks and drives should be thumped upside the head, because there's absolutely no way I am going to get tanked and jump behind the wheel of a car and change somebody else's life forever. I will not do that. And so I don't risk it. And if I were to have one glass, maybe two glasses of beer, that would be the absolute limit. And I'd probably have that earlier in the day, because when the cannon goes off, you know, and it's 7 o'clock at night and everybody's bailing out of there, the boys in brown have no problems pulling your butt over if they think you've been drinking. And there are actually some of the pubs at the Renaissance where, if you have been drinking too much, they will be in direct contact with the popo. And so, that's the way it is. And it's like, well, if you aren't smart enough to make a good choice, the barkeep will.
Well, honestly, I'm not the kind of person that would want to go there and get whacked either. Like a little bit of a buzz would probably help me loosen up and not be so worried about the crowd and whatnot. But I'm not. I'm what you would consider an occasional social drinker. Like I think the last time I've had any alcohol was months ago, possibly longer than that. I don't. I don't drink very often at all, and usually it's special occasions or if I'm hanging out with friends and we're playing pool and I might drink a little bit then, but other than that, I don't drink. So, it's not like y'all are gonna have to worry about me getting whacked out of my noodle and wandering around being belligerent.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
Yeah. And I
What?
think it's good to have a clear head just to experience everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I mean, in my opinion, as far as drinking, sometimes you just miss out on what's going around you when you are intoxicated to the point where you don't even know, what your neighbor next to you is up to. So, uh, yeah,
Well, it should
it'll
be
be fun.
it should be noted that I have absolutely no idea what to expect when it comes
And that's okay.
to
but that's what makes the adventure much more fun. And sure, I mean, I've already looked at it, and what your flight up here is only going to be about 2.5 hours, so that's not going to be a big deal for you at all. Of course, hopefully you're not sitting next to a screaming 3-year-old, and other miscellaneous folk on your way up, but um, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good experience, and we're looking so forward to having you.
I'm looking forward to meeting you guys in person.
And we are too. It's going to be a blast. It
Jim's
really
been
is.
talking about it every day.
Yes, I have.
That doesn't surprise me because I've been talking about it pretty much every day myself.
Yeah.
And so it's going to
Like
be
the rest
cool.
of this month is probably going to drag because all I can think about is, oh, I want it to be August already.
Oh
I have a
yeah.
thousand things to do yet, so
And
it'll go fast.
and what's crazy too is my birthday is in September, so it'll be like an early birthday thing for me too because
There you go.
it'll be a huge it'll be a huge celebration type situation. So like it'll cover my celebrating of the year, I should say.
Oh.
Maybe your lifetime, boy.
Well, hopefully you have more opportunities for such adventures to other places too. You're still young, you can still go different places.
And I
I'm
smile and
still
I
young. Some of the music I listen to is considered classic now. What the heck?
there you go.
That's
Well,
okay.
but the cool thing is that this is going to be you are going to have stories. You're going to have stories. You're going to have pictures. We're going to have video clips. You're going to have so much to look back on. So when this is all over said and done with, there's no way that you are going to be able to forget the things that you experience up here.
And Jim will make sure of that.
Yes, I will. If I,
Well,
if,
I hope you guys know I appreciate y'all having me up there.
hey, it's going to be
We
a
know.
hoot. And remember something else. Any trinkets or anything like that you pick up when you're up here. Chris and I already understand that there is going to be stuff that you're going to basically kill for. Okay, you're going to
Well,
see some
hopefully
stuff.
not kill.
Well, okay, mangle. There are things that you will mangle for. But the thing is that we have this thing that's called UPS or the United States Postal Service. And if we need to, we can take some of the things that you acquire up here, put them in a box, and mail those puppies back down south. There you go. So you don't have to leave the items up here that you cherish. They're going to be heading right back down south. Maybe no, they won't beat you there. But anyway,
Depends on when we send them.
yeah, true. But we've already discussed that. And if you see a really cool, real cool shirt or a sexy speedo or something like that you will cherish for the rest of your life, we'll throw it in a box and we'll mail it back down south.
You know, that's like the third time he's mentioned a Speedo to me when we were talking about the trip.
Yeah, he has a weird obsession with Speedos.
I have a Speedo.
I don't understand it.
I have a Speedo.
You know, if I had to guess, I'd say he probably wears a tie-dye Speedo
Ooh.
with
Never
a
been
big
able to
yellow
find
blotch
one.
right on the
Oh,
front.
that's it. For
Oh
that,
dear.
be kind. Be kind. As you talk about me and my Speedo.
Speedo does make other styles of swimsuits. They don't all make bikini swimsuits. There are, your typical swim trunks.
And guess what kind she bought me? She didn't buy me the sexy one-piece banana
Oh, bikini
outfit.
one. No, 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 no.
No, she didn't buy me the
Nobody
banana.
wants to see that.
No banana bikini for me. No, no. She got me a standard pair of swim trunks. So
Gray
just
and
like that,
black.
we have now officially taken away some of the shock factor. It's gone. That's right.
It's probably good.
Even though people were paying me to stay in the water, stay in the water. Do not come out of the water wearing that. Do not come out of the water wearing that. Leopard skin, Speedos. They just.
Fella, you're scaring the fish away.
Yeah, thank.
Last time we went swimming, I have a mole on the back of my knee, and a fish tried to bite it. Just a little fish.
I took a little sunfish. Just get a nibble.
That's kind of a surprise. I've never been, hit, nibbled by a sunfish.
You've never been bitten by a fish before.
No, especially during swimming. There's always that risk when you're fishing. But
It's like a piranha. They're in the Amazon.
yeah, no piranhas in Minnesota.
I don't know what I would do if I got bit by a fish.
I don't know. Gonna find out.
I'd probably just be like, okay, I'm disqualified now. I gotta leave.
Yep.
Well, the thing with sunfish is they have tiny little mouths, so it's not like they can go.
They will not ever shed blood. They'll just make you feel dirty.
It's just like, whoa, what was that?
Oh yeah, she just about jumped out of the water, which is quite impressive.
I think my eyes went, woo!
Yay!
Like,
Honestly,
I just got.
I would probably stun the fish because I'm so white. Like my skin lacks color, so the fish would be swimming like, what the heck is that? It'd be blind.
Oh, it's a light. Don't swim towards the light.
But it's going to be a really cool time. I mean, I've watched the forecast. I'm watching the weather trends and all the other stuff, and daytime high might be around 80, 84. Nighttime get down to about 52, 53. Perfect bonfire weather. You'll have big old fire pit going in the backyard. Good music, good times, good food. Oh, good food. Ladies and gentlemen, this feller over here is going to learn how to cook on a grill. And I am going to do my very best to teach him in any way, shape, and or form. And it's going to be a cool experience because one of the last meals that Kyle has up here in Minnesota is going to be 100% prepared by Sir Kyle Seals himself. And it is going to be awesome. We are cooking chicken. We're going to have a rack of ribs. We have got, we're going to cook breakfast on a grill. We're going to do all these. Oh, yeah.
What are we eating for breakfast on the grill?
We'll probably have big omelet and a bunch of bacon. And we're just going to do it up. And we've got a smoker in the backyard. And there's some things
that we haven't used yet.
Well, there's a first time for absolutely nothing. So, but we're going to do all of these things. And, and it's going to be fun. And yes, we are going to do our very best to video document as much as we possibly can. There will be pictures. There will be all kinds of cool things heading your way. And so be ready because once again, this is our first installment. The next time that you see Crimson Tide, all three of us will be under one roof for the first time. And we will all be able to do a webcast either from my fabulous den. Ha ha. Or Chris will be upstairs, or maybe we'll just bring a camera outside and we'll all be sitting around a bonfire. It could happen. And so the next time that you folks lay your eyes on us, we're all going to be under the same roof and we're going to be sharing the same experiences. At least, except when somebody has to go to the privy, then that's their deal, not, yeah, whatever. So what do you think, folks? Shall we wrap it up?
I'm good.
I don't know. I don't know, fella.
Well, folks, you know, it's...
All I know is I want me a point, and there's no point in me, boy.
I got a point upstairs. It ain't going to do you no good down there, though.
It'll be warm by the time it gets there.
Yeah, I'll mail you one.
And it'll be flat like my color palette.
There you go.
Oh, and by the way, we do have plenty of sunburn lotion, and we also have plenty of suntan lotion. We got
As you
SPF.
can see, folks, I'm quite ginger, and I'm
Yes.
We
quite
have sunscreen.
and I'm quite lacking in skin color here.
Yes.
Look at me, for crying out loud. I do not go into the sun. I am a vampire.
That is all.
I will burn. I will burn. In fact, I will burn faster than the kingling on the fire. I forgot. I don't know where I'm going with that.
I don't either, but you're going to be a freaking lobster in no time, and that's pretty much a guarantee. But the fun thing is that we've got a...
Well, he doesn't have
really good. We've got a really good air
to be
conditioner.
A lobster.
Do you have a cap? Do you have a hat?
I have one hat, but it's yellow and it says Team Terminite on it.
Okay, that might be a little weird up here anyway, because everybody will look at you and go, wow. We'll see if we can track you down a baseball cap. Something sexy like mine. Oh, yeah. Something along that.
We might have something around here. I'll have to see.
Okay, and I'm just saying that because, you know, the sun can get kind of roasty toasty, and if you get a sunburned forehead, you're not going to be liking life very much.
But the sun's not going to be quite as hot as it is in the south.
That's true. That's true. Your sun's rays are much more direct down there than they are up here.
Yeah, lately it's been just straight miserable here, especially because it'll rain more during this time of year, and then when the sun comes out and all that moisture.
Sticky.
Yeah.
I'm southern, but I hate living in the south. I'm a walking oxymoron. Because I was born in the south and I hate the south.
And the fun thing is that as time goes on, Kyle is always known warm. He's always known hot. He's always known moist. He's always known these things. Kyle has never experienced a true Minnesota winter. And so as time goes on, as we pass the hat and take up a collection, or Kyle wins the lottery, he will be making a trip once again back up to the Great White North. Only this time it's not going to be within the embrace of a Minnesota summer. No, he is going to step into the absolute opposite of hell. Yeah, you are going to experience snowdrifts and 20 below zero weather.
And then it'll happen to be a winter where we have no snow.
Of course it will be. Yeah, no snow, and it'll be 30 degrees, and I'll be pissed.
That'd be funny if I came up there for the winter and it was like that, like 30 degrees, no snow.
Yep.
I would get blamed for that. See, I told you not to bring this ginger up north. I told you that.
Yeah, some bitch brought the heat with him.
Well, we have other very white, pale gingers up here too. So
yes, we do.
It wouldn't be all your fault.
As a matter of fact, Chris's oldest son is a ginger.
Really?
He's got reddish hair, although he's
He
Got
had
a
reddish
bald
hair.
spot, so he shaved his head now.
He's a
But
baldy.
he's got the red beard.
Total chrome dome.
Do I look like I have a receding hairline?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, like seriously, do I?
No more than mine. I'm not helping, am I?
Oh. I think
What?
your hair looks normal.
I think you look sexy.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Lord. Okay, folks, I'm going to take this into a totally different direction. No, I'm not. Um, basically, folks, thank you very much for joining us this evening or today or whenever the hell you're watching this. Just thanks for being here. Like us, uh, subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot more stuff coming up. I've been working a different job where I've been pounding out 12-hour days, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to get online like I would like to. But once again, colder winter months are on the horizon, and those are probably the times that I'm going to be doing a lot more webcasts. And I know that Kyle will probably be doing the same thing. And Chris, well, I don't know about Chris. She's just going to do her thing. So, but again, thank you very much for joining us for Crimson Tide. We do have a lot more stuff coming up. Thank you for being around, and get ready for an adventure, because this is going to be an adventure of a lifetime.
Especially for anybody who happens to know me personally, make sure you stick around and check out the content coming up, because you know you're gonna be able to live vicariously through me and be able to see my honest reaction to things that never happened down here. You know, it's gonna be me in entering into uncharted territory completely. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into.
The cool thing is you're not doing it alone.
That's right.
And that's the best part about it, that I'm not doing it alone.
No.
Well, folks, please stay tuned, because it's going to get wild. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get absolutely fun. That's what we're looking forward to, and that's what we're going to make happen. And so make sure you stay tuned, because we've got a lot more ahead. Once again, I'm wrapping her up. This is Jim and good old Kyle Seals, about ready to become the fantabulous Northerner, and my beloved wife, Chris. And we are Crimson Tide. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you in about a month. Bye-bye.